Welcome back. These are the chapter 3 notes. This is section 3.2. So we are going to use percentages to solve problems. It wasn't coffee until I started talking. The one thing that you want to remember is we never use the percentage in an equation. We want to make sure we always use the decimal equivalent. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to color code so we make sure we can make sense of what's going on here. So our objectives are at the top. I'm not going to read those to you. We have a percentage formula. I am going to start with R. R is the percentage rate. And we want to remember that that always has to be written as the decimal. Okay. B is what we call our base. It's the total amount or original amount. And then P is the portion or the part of the base. So I'm going to do my best to color code these as we go through. To start, in the example A, 30% of 80 is what number? So 30%'s got that percent attached. That's obviously our percentage rate. Keep in mind we are going to convert that to the decimal by taking 30 and dividing by 100, writing that as 0.30 before we use it in any kind of equation. Okay, the of 80, 30% of 80. That means that the 80 is our base, it's our total. Okay, we want to know what number, what part is 30% of 80. So when we write this, part equals the base times the rate. We're looking for the part. We have the base of 80, the rate of 0.3, 0.30. Now, as a reminder, it does not matter what order we multiply in, but we get, once we multiply those, 24. Okay. B, notice that B is asking what percent. That's what we're trying to find. I guess I should have. Okay. I've got the of 90. What percent of 90? So 90 is my total. And this time it gives me the part, 40.5. So as I set this up, my part is 40.5. That is 90 times whatever our percentage is. So this is a one-step equation. To get R by itself, I've got to get rid of the times 90 part. So we're going to divide both sides by 90. And I get that R is 0.45 or 45%. It's R equals, let me write that. 35 is 25% of what number? So we're going to start with the easy part, 25%. We know that's our percent. It's got the percent symbol attached to it. So 35 here, 35 is the part because it's asking for 25% of what number? That's going to be our total. Here's our 35. So I'm going to set this up as 35 equals, and I'm going to go ahead and write that 25% as 0.25. I'm going to stick it in front of the variable for base, it doesn't really matter what order. Convention, though, says we put the coefficient or the number in front of the variable. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.25. And I get the base number that we started with was 140. Let me see if I can color code these two. Let's see. The part was this one. The rate was this one. And the total's right here. Okay. I would pause for a minute and read this next example. Kind of wordy, and so you want to make sure you understand what it's saying. Okay. So when you apply for a home loan, two factors are looked at. That is your gross monthly income, how much you're making each month, and your debt to income ratio. They want to see how much of your income is already spoken for. Okay. Typically, for a mortgage, the maximum debt to income percent allowed is 43. So 43% of your income can be spoken for. So this is asking what is the necessary gross monthly income. Our gross monthly income is going to be our total. That percentage rate is 43%. And here we've got a total monthly debt payment of $1,225. That's our part. We want to know what our gross monthly income has to be if 1,225 is 43% of our total. So think for a minute, and notice I am automatically just converting that percentage to a decimal. Notice I am not multiplying by 43. To get B by itself, I'm dividing both sides by 0.43. I've got a gross monthly income of 48.837. Keep in mind here, we have to have at most 43%. So I am going to round this up. Just give me that 0.3 cent buffer. Okay, so the necessary gross monthly income is $2,848.84. Next example, we have an ice cream truck which begins its daily route with 95 gallons of ice cream. So that 95 gallons is going to be our total. The truck driver sells 87.5%. We want to know how many gallons that is. So 87.5%, 0.875, I'm multiplying that by my 95 gallons. Notice this one is a straight multiplication. When I multiply those, I get 83.125 gallons. Notice this asks how many whole gallons of ice cream. So I got 83 whole gallons. 83 gallons. Last example on this page. A stockholder sold her shares and made a profit of $1,466. If this is a profit of 23%, how much were the shares worth when she originally purchased them? So 1,466 is a part. It is 23% of what they were when she originally purchased them. So there's our part. Our whole our base is going to be the original purchase price. So my part, 1,466, equals my rate, 0.23, times my base. Think about what we need to do to get rid of that 0.23. That's being multiplied by the base. So to undo it, we divide. Her total purchase price was $6,373.91. And there's page 2.